Well, welcome back, or welcome for the first time to my channel. This is Amy Katz Colors, and I confess that I love coloring. And in today's video, I will be sharing all of the pages that I completed in the month of September 2025. I will also be joined today by my daughter, Catherine, who has also colored some pages, and she's going to share those with you as well. It's been a while since she's been on the channel. Actually, not sure why we haven't been including some of her pages all along. Catherine is 13. She's coloring in the same type of books that I color in, so it's also would be considered like adult coloring or color by number, Disney color by number. So, all right, I think we should go ahead and get started. All right, so if this is your first time watching my completed pages, I typically share all of my regular coloring pages first, and then I share color by number at the end. Today I'm also going to be talking about what I did for Spacetember, which is a September space-themed event hosted by Soraya Colors, and involved many challenges and hashtags and different things that you could do for the month of September. September was also my birthday month. I celebrated a birthday early September. I also understand that there were quite a few of the colorists on both Instagram and YouTube who were also celebrating birthdays. So yay for all the September babies and all the Virgos out there. Happy birthday or happy belated birthday. That's so much fun. So I didn't take a lot of notes or stats, but I did record that I had a total of 23 completed pages, 5 buddies. Well, there's 2 actual buddies, but 5 pages that are buddy colors, 10 color by number, and 2 project books. All right, which is a so-so average month for me. The first one that I'm going to share is in Kawaii Coloring Book, travel size, from Alexandra Francis. It is a super fun, super adorable, fantastic coloring book that's been out for a little bit. And I completed one page in here that was the space-related page. And when I got started on this, I kind of just colored in some things that I knew I wanted to do, like yellow stars and moon and the earth with blue and green. And then from there, I kind of kept the simple palette that looks almost kind of like primary colors and just used that throughout the page. And that was my basic palette. But you know, it was very amazing that I was able to accomplish coloring some type of galaxy space theme page without using purple or pink, because that's usually what I would do. So it was kind of fun in that way to do something a little different. So this is all alcohol marker and then some sparkle in the back. I was gonna say quick and easy. I don't know that it was quick, honestly, but it was fun. The next page is in one of the project groups on Instagram, hosted by Low Colors, and this month we voted to color the Piggies apple picking page. Yeah, Lauren at Low Colors hosts this group, and this is our 3rd month in the Cozy Seasons book from Yusiku, which is a cute, cozy-ish type book. And I love Granny Smith apples. I like that they're tart and less on the sweet side. And so I knew that I was going to go in coloring these apples green. And then I was like, let me do a nod to Spacetember with the Piggies outfits, since I colored some for Spacetember, but honestly not a ton. So here I based everything pretty much in alcohol marker, except for the ground is actually Neocolor too, believe it or not. And I went just really light on the water brush, and it's not really that crinkly. And it turned out great. I actually only have a very small set of Neocolors, and it's just two different colors there, but I love how that looks. And for the pants and the coveralls that are stars, I use just a rubber stamp with some silver stamp ink to give them those star. And then, and then the metallic shirt here, both shirts, they are the super golden markers. So that was a lot of fun. I'm pretty proud of that one. I actually adore how my pages are turning out in this book. And I'm just so inspired by all of the wonderful colorists in this group. I mean, they're coming up with some amazing things. And I'm going to pop up the collages here to show you all of the work that was done this month on that page. And it's just amazing. And I just love seeing them. I love seeing how different they all are. It's one of the cool things about doing these projects or these groups is just seeing everybody's interpretation and what they do with the page. But yeah, I'm super inspired by this book. It always, like, I want it to look good because it's super, super cute. So that's Cozy Seasons from Yusiku. And so for my birthday, I did one page that I found in Cat Moments, Meow Life coloring book from Hikaru Coates. And it's the birthday page with these two kitties. So after I did this page, I was like, I bet that cake is actually like made out of cat food. I probably could have done like a cat food cake, but I like the way that I did mine and the limited color palette that I kind of went with. And to me, these look like berries. This is alcohol marker. I tried doing some like dots on the decorative pennant, but I didn't like it. So I covered it with a metallic, I think super golden marker is what that is. But so cute. And I put for my birthday pages, actually I did another page. I did two pages. I put the birthday cake stickers, little stickers from Lisa Frank, and that actually says on the candles, if you can see it, happy birthday. So I thought that was so fun. And I'm really enjoying coloring in that book. From Zoli Cat Volume 1, Delightful and Snarky, which unfortunately is no longer available, but this illustrator does have coloring books that are cleaner versions of some of the same illustrations. I do have a appropriate, oh, no I don't. I had to cover up the cuss word. I have a space appropriate page for Spacetember. Almost forgot about this one because it's been a minute, but it says, I am magical. And this was the first time I stepped out of my comfort zone and did these like layering and with the doodles on top of the alcohol marker, because I don't really love my handwork. What am I trying to say? Like when I hand draw things and doodle, even though it's not bad, I'm not comfortable. I don't do it all the time. And I don't have like a ton of luck with the blending of the alcohol markers. I know that it has to do with the paper quality and also the quality of the marker. But it gets pretty stressful when I feel like I'm at the mercy of like how long it takes to dry and I have to be quick about it and all that. So I'm practicing, and actually after I'm done showing you my completed pages, I did purchase and forgot to haul in my latest haul video one of the books on how to draw patterns. So I am practicing, and I would recommend that for anyone who maybe is uncomfortable or maybe doesn't have a lot of experience. Instead of like, going, I mean, you could certainly also practice in your books, don't get me wrong, but I like the idea that it's a safe place that's instructional, that I can do that. But anyway, so that was kind of different for me, filling in those stars or spaces with different colors. And I mean, I wouldn't even really call it much of a design because it's some dots and some crosses, but I like how it turned out, and I like the colors on this one with the yellow or the gold and purple. Okay, and so let me tell you about this one. So this was an untouched book for me. So I colored in at least one untouched book in the month of September, and this is Lovely Things Kawaii coloring book created by Amanda Colors, who is another fellow colorist here on YouTube and on Instagram. And for this one, let me tell you, I've got some notes. So there was a group on Instagram, and this group is hosted by Coloring Momo. So I always want to say Momo, but it's not. It's Coloring Moo. And in celebration of her birthday, she had reached out, I think in August, for anyone who was interested in participating, coloring something for her upcoming birthday. The ask was to select the third page from any book, and not counting the intro page or the nameplate or whatever, but like the third legitimate full coloring page, and then to use very bright colors. She also gave us some ideas of things that she likes, Harry Potter, Pokemon, penguins, so that you had some inspiration, some ideas. The hashtag was Moo Moo Birthday Buddies, and there were a lot of participants in this. So this is the third page in Lovely Things, and I picked this one because Spacetember, and I was really excited about it because this was an uncolored book for me, so I definitely wanted to crack it open and start something, because I had missed out already from, I'm not sure when I got it, but I think it was after Mermaid, because there's a couple mermaids in here. Anyway, all right, so let me tell you what I did. This is alcohol marker, a super golden marker. The background is Tim Holtz Distress ink that I applied with a spongy type brush. I went over some of the lines with a Languio gel pen, those acrylic gel pen type things. Mine are not acrylic, they're just like their regular ones, but they go down like acrylic paint. This got some of the stamping ink on it, and so I went over it with a Languio to cover it up. I always try to, you can recover from your mistakes. They are fixable. You don't even have to tell anybody, but I did do that. I like to share it in case it's helpful for anybody. Some of it did get on other portions, but I'm like, it's okay. That doesn't hurt my feelings. And then I added stickers to make it, like birthday related. So I thought that was really cute, and I enjoyed doing this one. Okay, next book that I have to share is pages that I've completed in Matchstick Mouse, a cookbook coloring book by Morgan O'Brien. And this is buddy colors that I did with Chelsea Biggity on Instagram. And we completed 4 in the month of September. And these are super cute. They kind of tell a story. They go like in an order. So here we have Matchstick, and I'm gonna maybe zoom in a little bit. Picking wheat. And I added the clouds with a stencil and some stamping ink. And I went over the the light portions or the highlighted portions of the wheat, I think, with a colored pencil. I did a little bit of colored pencil shading. Typically that's what I do in the Morgan O'Brien books, is color with alcohol marker and shade with colored pencil. So that's the first one. And then the next week, we were doing 1 a week. Matchstick Mouse is now in the kitchen kneading some dough with her buddies. And I went with his like Morgan O'Brien's traditional like orange for the hat. I haven't deviated from that yet. I know one day I will. But Virginia Tech colors, I'm a Hokie, go Hokies, are orange and maroon. So I went with orange and maroon for the apron. And then the next week we did putting the dough in the brick oven. So this was fun, doing the flames and then adding a little bit of colored pencil to give it like an illumination sort of effect. I don't know if that helps if I bring it in a little bit closer. Again, some shading, and then did like a muted, this is like a greenish like beige for the background. And then the brick. The brick I went over with a little bit of pencil, or actually it's highlighted with white, and then I went over the white with like a dark red over top, so it didn't look so white. Anyway, so that was that one. And then the last one that we did, we now see Matchstick back at the table putting together a pizza pie. And pizza is one of my favorite foods. I was thinking like Italian with this one. So I did the bright red and green, and then took my dot markers and it's just like a green, like a dark green and a red, and went around the border with it just to add something a little different. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you the 4 pages that Chelsea did. I love how she's doing all this work with shadows and patterns and highlighting. She's using colors that really make everything stand out. Her images, and she colors a lot with a lot of different people in the community. You can see clearly how much she loves coloring. Everything just like really comes to life when she does a page. And I know that she really adores Morgan O'Brien and Matchstick Mouse. So happy that we could work in this book together, because I had previously only colored 1 page in it, which is actually the finale of this series. I've done the eating of the pizza. So that's Matchstick Mouse, a cookbook coloring book. And this one came out earlier this year. Actually, it's one of his newer releases. Okay, so back to Spacetember, and I've got some notes here. This was a freebie that was part of the community challenge. Soraya Colors posted that this was for hashtag Buddyverse 2025. Of course, also hashtag Spacetember 2025. The freebie page, there were actually 2 of them. This is one of the 2. I didn't get a chance to do the other one, unfortunately, but this one is from like hand drawn from an artist out of Portugal, and it's at Helena de Almeida.art. And I follow her now and her artwork, and get to keep up with all the lovely stuff that she's doing. But for this one, I'll take it out of the plastic sleeve so you can see it better. I actually colored the Space Dragon. I love this picture, by the way. It's gorgeous. I knew when I saw it, when she posted, I was like, I'm gonna do this one for sure. The Space Dragon is with Crayola crayon, and I kind of wish I had just done the whole page in crayon, but I did like the planets and comet with alcohol marker, glitter gel pen, or super golden marker, and it did not photograph well because these are just so, they're different, right? I mean, this is like very light and pastel, and then this is like bold. I don't know, it kind of, I was like, oh, it was a weird choice. I was like, I'm not exactly sure why I did that. So I would, yeah, my one regret is not just coloring these with crayon, but it's okay. I like that I used so many mediums, so that was fun. There's some stamping ink in the background, also super golden marker on the stars, and then for the terrain here, this is crown and alcohol marker, different things. And then I took a stamp that's actually like a snowflake stamp, and I just went around the border to give it like a frame. So I'm happy with how it turned out, and I enjoyed using the crowns because I was like, let me see how this is going to turn out. Like, I haven't done like a full thing with crowns in a long time. I usually just use it as like a background, but this was pretty cool. So there's that one. And then the next book and completed page is Tiny Cats from Coco Wyo. This is a project book that I am doing with my daughter. When she shows her pages in a little bit, though, she did not get to this one yet. So she'll color that one when she can get to it. But our next page was this one here that I had picked for Spacetember. And I did go with pastel colors for this, and it was just pretty much easy color to paper with a little bit of glitter gel pen. And then this is a stencil that's like a zebra pattern that I did for the whatever planet this is, to do different colors and give it a little pattern. But I love this one and how it turned out, and I'm proud of myself for doing two different color clouds. This one's like a lilac, like a pinky purple lavender situation, and then light blue for the other clouds. So yeah, I did color a little bit for Spacetember. I am proud of myself. I think definitely more than last year. All right, so the other birthday page that I did is from this book here, Deserted Cats. This is from Sugar Sweet from 2022, sugarsweet.com. This was an untouched book too, so it was the first page that I completed in here, and I did this one, and I loved how this turned out. This definitely to me was like a birthday page with the cupcake and the candles. And I did a stencil background with the stamping ink with the stars. I thought that this was like a blueberry and some type of blueberry flavored cake. So I went with like the purple pink, like dusty mauve, dusty rose kind of pink, and did a little bit of shading. I went over whatever these are. I'm like, maybe they're like pop rocks or something, or maybe they're bits of blueberry. I don't know. I went over them with glossy accents. So I thought that was fun. But this book is really cute. And this one was a gift from another lovely colorist and content creator, Juliet Colors, here on YouTube and on Instagram. How cute. So cute. All right. And then last of my regular books that are not color by number, I did an altered page in Star Wars Art of Coloring, 100 Images to Inspire. Now, this is definitely not something I've done before, but definitely inspired by all the work that Soraya Colors has been doing. She did put a challenge out there that for the month of September to do a altered page. Hers specifically asked that you put your favorite thing in space. I kind of sort of did that, but let me go ahead and show you. So mine's a double page layout. So this is actually my husband's favorite character in the Star Wars universe, Boba Fett. And this was a whip. This is from another coloring page in this same book. I had started this in May for May the 4th and didn't quite finish it. And I was like, you know, we're going to transplant that onto this wallpapery page that has just Boba Fett's helmet all over the place as like a wallpaper. I don't really like those pages. And I was like, this is how we're going to alter a page. So I fussy cut Boba from the other page, glued him on here after I sprayed the whole thing with 3 different sprays. And of course the one that stands out the most is this gold one, that one on top, but underneath that there is like a coppery, bronzy type of spray, and there is like a green. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see that now with the gold on top, but that was the starting point. And then I put washi tape, sparkle black washi tape at the bottom to kind of give a little border. Put him here, colored randomly helmets of this nice green color. These are super golden markers. And the Jelly Roll Glaze black. And then this is also a super golden marker, this like orangey copper color. So just did that randomly. And then I had these pack of stickers, like, I don't know, 100 stickers or something that are Star Wars. I fished out the ones that showed, like, this is Bounty Hunters, it has Boba Fett, the rest of these all have Boba Fett, and then this one that says Star Wars, and then I put them on the page. So this one doesn't photograph well either, at least I tried, but it looks really cool, and it's a really fun artsy thing to do. So I'm glad I was able to squeeze this in at the very end of the month to close out Spacetember. Oh, the last thing I did that you can probably see is I have a stamp with stars, and I just dipped that in a black stamping ink and randomly placed stars in the background on the page. So yay. That was my altered page for Spacetember. All right, and so now we have color by number left. And starting with circle pattern dots, I did one in September, this one right here with the spinny wheel of colors. This book is really relaxing and therapeutic and fun. So that was a good find. This is from 2022, Jennifer Rowling. All right, then I have Cutastic from 5 Ideas Publishing. Also goes by Emily Clark with an E. And I thought this could go for Spacetember. It looks like some space type robots to me. And I thought this was really cute. Fun, bold, bright colors in this one. You can tell. And I use alcohol marker since they're single-sided. I did one in Little Moments from Vivi Tinta. This is a color by line. It was this page here. I think I was just like, I don't know what to do next, so I'll just maybe go in order, although I haven't colored in order in this book. This was a big space that scared me for the alcohol marker, so I did it in crayon, I think. Yep. And just added some white gel pen for highlighting. In Mystery Mosaic Nature Landscapes from Sen Ong, I did one, and I have been going in order in here. And this looks like an autumn walk. This I colored on my birthday, so I added the little cupcake there. In Sachdeva's Cupcake Sweet Treats Color by Number book that I'm hoping to complete soon, I did one, and again this was like close to my birthday, so, and it was cupcake, so I added the little sticker, and that's why I picked this one for September. Oh, alcohol marker. This was September, wasn't it? Was this the last day? It was close to the end of the month. So this is the one Halloween page that I did in September, and it is in Alexander Francis's Spooky Houses Color by Number, and it's the Haunted Barn. And I did alcohol marker with a touch of pencil shading and some white gel pen for highlighting. I'm sounding very robotic in this video, Catherine. I think I'm just tired. It's late. I don't usually film this late. I'm trying to decide. So this is the East Coast release of Taylor Swift's new album, Life with Showgirl, coming out at midnight. I'm usually asleep before midnight. I'm trying to decide if I'm staying up or not. We are going to the theatrical release tomorrow evening. So anyway, I digress. In 100 Best from Sun Life Drawing, I did two. This one, it's all water-based marker. This one is from the book Autumn that came out in 2022. This one's really hard to see, I thought. Hopefully, I mean, you can see that there's a person here with an umbrella and a dog with a bunch of leaves. I don't know why I was just like, I don't know, because the colors to me make it hard to see what's going on. And then I did this one. I love this one. It looks really cool. And this one's from Mosaic Mandala that came out in 2019. All right, almost done. In one of my new favorites, 100 Color by Number Mysteries from Pixel Colorist. I did one. And it was for Spacetember. It's the rocket ship. Other than this one so far, I've just been picking numbers and being surprised by what it is. I've looked at the solutions in the back, so I know that there's good variety, but I haven't memorized like what's what or even what's in here at this point. But I knew I wanted to do this one, and I love how it turned out. I love the colors in this one with the bright magenta and blue. So I don't know if you've noticed, but like for the Spacetember stuff, I was also adding little stickers for my Spacetember books, or pages, excuse me. And then, last but not least, I did one and only one, unfortunately, page in a Hatchet Hero color by number, despite the fact that I have a bunch of new ones now. So hopefully I will have time to color more of those in the month of October. This was a buddy color with Corey Clay on Instagram. And we did number 41, which is, did I do a page flag? Oh yeah, it's over here. From the Aristocats. It is Marie, looking like a little diva superstar that she is. And this is the new Vitro stained glass Tomb number 2 that just came out. And I really like these. As I mentioned before, they are different from the first volume in that the outlines, you actually color those in. So it's like the black there. So yeah. Okay, and so now I'm going to share Corey's page. I love how this turned out. Corey, thanks for buddying in these books with me. We've colored in them a few times now, and we are going to do another one in this book for the month of October if anyone is interested in joining us. It is the Stitch page that has jack-o'-lantern, so it's like a Halloween-ish type page. But it was really fun to see how all of these pages, when people buddy in them together, or any type of color by number for that matter, that they look different depending on the exact like color selection and the mediums that are used. So it's still really like nice to see how they turn out. And actually I had another friend of mine who I've known for a really long time. That's a local friend. She also colored the same page with us too. And I'm going to share that as well. So yeah, all three of them are slightly different. Corey told me that she saves her outline for last, and that's her least favorite part. And I told her that it's like the opposite for me. I do it first, and I really enjoy doing the outline. But then it's like kind of, I don't know what I was going to say, but I have some regrets about it because I always have to fix it in the end. Like I have to go back and correct it a little bit because I choose to do it first, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's cool. It's something a little different with everybody. So yeah, their pages turned out fantastic. That is everything that I colored in September.
Hello, these are my completed pages, and I don't have as many as my mom because I don't color as much as her.
Well, let's start with this. This is not coloring related, but
it's bead things. It's called
the perler beads.
Yeah.
So I think this was not the name brand. This was like a little set from, I think it was Michael's. But it glows. They glow in the dark. Oops. So yeah.
Okay, so my first coloring, like I don't think these are in order or anything, but the first little book that I have is Bobby Good's postcard coloring book, and I colored this cute little page of a little, looks like a dog or a bunny or something, and it's painting the little land. And I don't remember what I used for these. It was some colored pencils.
Colored pencils, maybe?
Yeah. It's the ones in that case, but bigger.
Okay, so Prismacolor.
Yeah. Okay. My next one is Spooky Cute Color by Number. I don't know who it's by.
5 Ideas Publishing.
Yeah.
It's Emily Clark.
What she said. I have this page. I used Prismacolor for this one. It looks like a little skeleton girl sitting on a bench with a bunch of little candies. And there's little candies over there.
You got little faces, so cute.
Yeah, very cute. Okay. Now I have Cute and Spooky Coloring Book by Coloring Book Cafe.
Yep.
And I did a lot of these in here. So the first one I have is this one. And I really like this one because I saw the yarn. I was like, oh, I could do multicolored one.
It's really cool. I think those are pastel
They're
alcohol.
Ohuhu.
Yeah, markers.
Then I did this one. This one looks like a little cookie jar or something with little snacks. And I also used alcohol Ohuhus for this one. This one looks like a little quilt or blanket.
I love that one.
And I also used the Ohuhus. They're really easy to color with in these types of books. And then this one, some skeleton flowers. I used Prismacolor pencils for this one. And this one is a creepy goblin hand popping out of a toaster. And I also used Prismacolor for this one. That one's cute and spooky. Then Magical Tealand Cute and Fantasy Coloring Book by Ruby Joy.
Yep.
And I colored this mermaid page, and they're in a clamshell having some tea with some little critters.
Looks like Ariel colors.
And I used Ohuhu for this one. And then this next page looks like a little cute, maybe like a water dragon or some water sea animal in a teacup taking a little tea bath in the clouds. I don't really know.
Super cute.
I also used Ohuhu markers for this one. Then my last book I have is the best of the grand classics from
Art Therapy Hatchet Heroes.
yes, the French book. And I did 3 in this book. And all of these I used paint markers
Yep.
for. So this one is from Cinderella 2, the animated Cinderella number 2. I guess it's the little kitty. I've never really watched the Cinderella 2, so I don't really know. But she kind of looks like scary. Then this is Doug from Up. And he's a little dog. And he's got his tongue sticking out. And his collar. Yeah.
I love Doug. It's a cute movie.
And my last one is this Belle and Beast picture. And they look like they're dancing in their ballroom in the castle. And that's on my September pages.
But wait, there's more. All right, so thank you, Catherine, for sharing your completed pages. I hope that everybody enjoyed that. I know I enjoy seeing families that color together, families and friends, and that's really nice. And I enjoy when people do that too, and I think people enjoy when you have things that you share on the channel. But just a couple more things. So on Mythographic Crystal Kingdom, I don't normally have whips, but I wanted to share this one. This was a Spacetember page that I started last year, and I unfortunately didn't get to finish it this year, but I did work on it. And the work that I did on it was the first time that I used my new polychromos that I got for my birthday in this book to start shading, and that was fantastic. I loved using those in here, and it's really starting to pop and look a lot better with the little bit of shading that I did here on some of the greenery and then like on the whale. But it's starting to come together. It's just, you know, these are like masterpieces. They're so beautiful. The artwork is so beautiful. And this still is one of my favorite mythographic books that's out there. I mean, granted, I've seen them all, right, on YouTube and whatnot, but I don't own very many. I own this one, and I own Artist Vault, actually. But I really, really love this one. So yeah, that's my whip, and I don't know, I'm gonna try to maybe keep working on it periodically through the year. Maybe it won't feel so overwhelming and so rushed that way, and just do like a little bit at a time. But hopefully that's really showing. But I love the experience of using the polychromos, and I'm looking forward to coloring more with those and like mastering them. So that's my whip in Crystal Kingdom. The other thing that I mentioned earlier is that I purchased this around my birthday, and I meant to haul it, but I really don't think I did. It's not in that video. It's Coco Wayo How to Draw Patterns, and I've been working in here, and I do date it, and I'm trying to get through like basically everything in the book, just like kind of in order. And so there's a lot of tips in here. It starts out, and this section here is doodle pattern. So it gives you kind of like a couple easy steps on how to make this pattern. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this was blank. These two images were blank. And the idea is that you test some colors that match, and then you add that pattern to the item. So I think they turned out okay. That's not my finest work, but this is practice, and it was a lot of fun. This looks, I think, okay. I went at an angle just because, I don't know, it's more natural for me to do that at an angle. Plus, the cat is kind of like angled, so I think it's fair. I like that it turned out okay. My hearts are definitely like a different shape than these hearts. So I did that in September, and then I did this one. That was the bow. This one is limes. I actually really like how this turned out, but I feel like it's not too difficult. It's like not that much of a stretch because it involves a lot of dots, and I can do some dots. So in both of these, you can like, I did not do that with an alcohol marker because it's so fine. Like, you base with alcohol marker, but then doodle with something else. So I think these dots are alcohol marker, but this is a white gel pen. This is like a fine line pen or marker. So there's those two. And then I did one more at the end of September, and it's this fish pattern. I think it turned out okay. It's the colors didn't match exact. My fish shape I did a little differently than how they have it. I felt like the alcohol markers, at least the ones that I was using, bled a lot. So I guess if you were really wanting to do these doodle patterns, you may just want to use something other than alcohol marker for your doodles when you go on top. This one also has like a white acrylic or white gel pen involved. So this is fantastic for getting some experience behind your belt and not having to feel like you're going to mess up an entire page, but just a little tiny area. And in this one, I did this on purpose. I was like, this is a really big space. I was like super concerned about using up all my markers to do this, because you want to use your markers, like even your good markers, to figure out how this is all going to work. So I was like, we're doing half, in case you were wondering about that. But so there's pages on doodle patterns, and then you got surface textures. I'm not doing a full flip through because I think that exists. Water effect. Now, if you want to flip through, I'm happy to do it. There's some patterns. Some of these are like really difficult too, I think. Window and sky. And they're all this like format. And nature. I like that a lot. I know a lot of people do this. Bunch of nature. And then you've got these in the back to do practice. Like, here's taking some of those techniques and then applying it to like a little icon. And there's a bunch of places for you to do that. Here's some more. So just practice, practice, practice is what this book is all about. And I know that a lot of the publishers at this point have something like this book. So, I mean, I like this one, Coco Wayo, but go out and look and see what you like. Here's some more examples. Tons of examples. And I like this because, and I love the animal print. I like this too because it gives you ideas for like maybe what you could do on your page. Like, let's say you have a big space, you want to do a pattern, you can be like, oh, I like that, would look good, and then just try to replicate it. In the back, they do have some full coloring pages. That's cute. And then you can do the same thing here where you're like practice maybe a pattern that you want to put on like the couch and the chair. So there's a few of those. So I wanted to mention that. The other thing, I always do this where I'm getting stuff that I forget about and don't even include it in the haul. Thank you to those of you who have mentioned these white gel pens from Pandafly. So I believe I heard it first on Candace from Happy Catastrophes channel, but there are a bunch of people who have found these and are using them, and they are amazing. The quality is amazing. Very opaque. They work great. They lay down. They're juicy. I purchased, they come in different sizes, but I got them all the larger point. So these are great if you haven't heard that yet. Fantastic. So, and I'm sure there's something else too that I've forgotten, but that's gonna do it for the video today. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna have a month filled of watching people's completed pages videos. It pretty much takes me the entire month, and even then I sometimes don't catch them all because there are so many awesome people now who are into coloring and are sharing their story and sharing their experiences and pages and artwork on the internet, and it is awesome. So Thanks. Have a wonderful autumn spooky season. Coloring for October. I know I will. And I will see you again real soon. Bye. We're done filming now, but Mr. Drogan here took over my seat as soon as I started cleaning up. Catherine has started coloring another page in her book. I think this is the same one. Yeah, the Grand Classiques. But look at him. Look at you, cutie. Bye.